Good day, guys. Good day. How you guys doing? It's a beautiful, hot July day. Today is Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. Ha ha ha. And I want to just talk about parents preparing their children to win. Now, I don't know if you guys heard about the Atlanta man who's here from Missouri, who had a whole bunch of women blowing his who was messaging a whole lot of women. He had a whole lot of women blowing up his DM, asking, telling this man that he could live with them. And this is a prime example of how looks get you in the door. This man was homeless, didn't have nothing, but he had all these women telling him that he could live with them, right? This is why it's very important to have parents that prepare you to be successful. Had he had parents that taught him some kind of skill, he wouldn't be homeless. He wouldn't be asking nobody for a handout. He wouldn't be asking no one for anything. This is why it's very important for children to have the guidance of their parents. In other communities, parents teach their kids stuff. They set their kids up to win. Now, even though this dude won the genetic lottery, plenty of women found him attractive. Had his parents taught him a skill, he wouldn't be homeless, asking people for a place to stay. This is why it's very important to have parents that teach you things. But if in the urban community especially, a lot of parents don't prepare their kids to be successful. I'm excited because I start automotive classes next month. I'm excited about that. I believe it's the 12th of August. I'm supposed to start automotive training. I'm excited about this. My car broke down. I know I told you guys the story. It broke down back in 2022. And that'll be a good skill to learn. And my father was always telling me, well, when I talked to my dad, had I been talking to my dad in my early 20s, I would have never wasted my time with college, because everybody is not college material. I would have went to trade school and got a trade the first time. But this is why it's so important to have parents that guide you in the right direction. And, the sad part of it is a lot of these mothers, they don't give these children any guidance. This is why it's good to have two parents, because a lot of these mothers, especially in the urban communities, a lot of these mothers don't give their children any guidance. You got to have guidance. And, some people, you got to be set up to be put in a position to win. If your parents didn't put you in a position to win, if they didn't teach you anything, they failed you. And the sad part is a lot of these mothers, they don't teach their kids anything. They just don't. That's why I say a lot of times, and I'm sure I've stated this before, I would have, if I could rewind the hands of time with all the wisdom and knowledge that I know now, I wish I would have been raised by my father. Because, I stayed with my dad off and on, but I realize now that I'm grown, I see who should have raised me. Because when you're raised by a man, he's going to make sure that you learn the things you need to learn so you can be prepared when you become an adult. So you can be prepared for life. And I know, had I been raised by my father, he would have done that for me. He would have had me on the right track. You know, this is why it's so important to have parents that put you in a position to win. Some people are not necessarily failures because they chose to be. This is why I don't feel people should be beat up for being a failure. And life is harder for men. When it comes to success, it's easier for a woman to reach success. A woman can go make $3,000 a night clapping them cheeks off in the strip club, sliding down that pole. Women have a lot of avenues that they can utilize to come up on the bag very quick. So achieving success is easier for women than it is for men. So, but I still feel that it really boils down to having parents that put you in a good position to win in life. Parents who put you in a position to be successful. That matters a whole lot. You got to have that guidance. You got to have parents that's leading you in the right direction. Because if you don't, you're going to find yourself in a bad position. And a lot of these mothers raising these kids, they don't teach them nothing. They don't prepare their children for success. That's why I say it'll always be easy for a woman to achieve success. Women will never have it hard when it comes to achieving success. Because they're women. But as a man, achieving success is going to be hard. And I was just thinking to myself about that guy who looked like a model, who had all those women telling him that he could live with them. If that dude had parents that set him up for success and he learned the skill, he wouldn't be a grown man asking people for a place to stay. He wouldn't be homeless. See, I understand thoroughly now why my father always stressed that how you're being raised is going to definitely determine how you end up. It matters a lot the way you're being raised. Because whoever's raising you, if they don't do their job like they're supposed to, you're going to be in a bad situation. You're going to be effed up. This is why it's so important to have people that lead you in the right direction. Because children need guidance. And I see why my father always stressed that. And I see it's very important to have parents that put you in a position to win. You need that. So a lot of boys are not put in a position to be successful. That's why you have more women who are more successful than men. Because it's easier for a woman to elevate. It's harder for a man to come up in life. As a man, it's definitely going to be hard for you if you're not all that attractive. You're not the most attractive. And if you're a man and you're not all that attractive, yeah, it's gonna be a battle. This is why I say having good parents that prepare you to succeed is very important. And you got a lot of children that are just not being raised right. They're not given the guidance they need. They're not being taught anything. This is why you have a lot of males who are unsuccessful. Because they didn't have anybody to teach them anything. They didn't have anybody to guide them in the right direction. And a lot of these mothers, when it comes to raising these kids, they don't know what they're doing. I see why my father, and I even heard my grandmother, my dad's mom say, women do not need to raise boys. They don't. A lot of these mothers, especially when it comes to raising boys, they don't know what they're doing. They just don't. As a parent, it is your job to teach your children a skill set. You got a lot of kids, especially in the urban communities, they're not being given a skill set. You know, one thing I will say about the Latino community, they teach their kids. They teach their kids how to work. You know, a lot of the, they teach their boys, handyman work, teaching them early. So when they become a man, they got a skill that they can utilize and make some money. But it's just a little talk that I wanted to have right quick. Don't want to take up all of your time. It's a beautiful July day, Wednesday, July 24th, 2022. But yeah, you guys have a good day. This is something that definitely needs to be thought about. It's very vital that you have parents that set you up to succeed. But you guys have a good day.